Now at 10, the suspect in a Joplin double murder is dead after shooting himself in a standoff with police. Plus, a Webb City-based nonprofit providing resources to veterans unveils its new clubhouse. And an art show in Southeast Kansas honors a late art teacher.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities say a suspect in a Joplin double homicide has shot and killed himself after a standoff. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Joplin police released the names of the 2 people who were killed Monday night. Police say 35-year-old Eric Stampley of Grove, Oklahoma, and 35-year-old Stacy Rush of Joplin were found dead in a home at 2216 South Annie Baxter. Today, authorities identified a possible suspect in that case, 34-year-old David Rush of Wyandotte, Oklahoma. According to the Newton County Sheriff's Office, Oklahoma officials began a pursuit with the suspect from Oklahoma into Missouri on Highway 60. Rush then stopped the vehicle, got out with a gun, and indicated he was suicidal. After 3 hours, David Rush shot himself and was transported to a local hospital where he has since died. A portion of Webb City is back open after what appeared to be an old bomb was brought to police. The police chief, Don Melton, said a citizen brought that item into the police station. Officers cleared the area, closed down some roads. Bomb squad was called in to check out the item. That bomb was detonated, it was determined to not be an active munition. An additional 21 unmarked graves have been found in Tulsa as part of that city's effort to find unidentified victims of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The Oklahoma State archaeologist says they were uncovered at an excavation site in the Oak Lawn Cemetery. The city has been conducting a years-long investigation into the events of that massacre, which was inflicted by a white mob and targeted black residents. That attack destroyed Tulsa's Greenwood district, a thriving black economic hub. As many as 300 people were killed, according to the Tulsa Historical Society and Museum. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice day for us today. Another warm day across the region. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit. 77 was our high. 52 is where we started. Normal high is 64. Normal low is 42. We're pretty close to our overnight low. Actually, we have that light southerly wind. It's going to keep our temperatures up. Plus, we're going to get some clouds in here, especially increasing after midnight. The winds have diminished, but still a little bit of a light breeze, south wind 5 to 10 to 15. But these are really going to pick up as we go into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Clear skies right now, but we're tracking our storm system out to the west, western third of the country, and that's going to affect us by Friday. Tonight, tomorrow look okay. We're going to drop back through the 60s. Overnight low kind of right around 59 degrees. The winds really pick up the next couple days. Thunderstorms Friday, heavy amounts of rain, could even get a few severe thunderstorms. We're going to break it down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Charlie 22 Outdoors provides outdoor activities to our nation's veterans and their families. Well, now that group has found a new place to call home. KOAM Shagun Bamadeli has more.
After their first meeting in 2017, the group grew larger and had no place to call home. From using the director's personal house and farmland to using other private properties of members. Scott tells me he is extremely grateful that Charlie 22 has a place to call home and conduct his daily operations.
There's too many people involved now. There's too much gear, too many supplies, just too many things to have in my office at my house, and literally hardly any room in my office to turn around in my chair.
Charlie 22 is moving into the old clubhouse museum in Webb City. Scott says the new building brings a level of comfort.
Logistically, it's going to make things so much easier because it's the location of it, the size of it, how easy it is to get in and out of it. There's the rooms that's in here. So logistically, it's going to make things a ton easier for us.
The president of Webb City Historical Society says Charlie 22 is a good fit for the building.
We had wanted to rent it to a nonprofit. We thought that was appropriate. And the more we discussed it with Charlie 22, the more we thought it was a really good fit.
While other spaces were considered, Nicole said that getting Charlie 22 was perfect.
And so we got the possession of the building from the city back. They had held it for about 18 months for us. And we made arrangements with Charlie 22, and it's a match made in heaven.
In Webb City, Shengumamdele, KOAM News.
Hettinger says the group will use the first 2 floors, kitchen, bathrooms, and storage areas. Howard Sfati was a longtime art instructor and activist in Fredonia, Kansas. The community artist passed away 2 years ago, but his legacy lives on. Fredonia Arts Council is hosting an art gallery to showcase the art of Sfati's students. Students from all over our nation are submitting artwork and personal notes in honor of their beloved late art instructor.
He was really a big impact on the kids because he wasn't about just the art. He was about relating to the kids. He would not tell the kids how to do it. He would question them until they figured out how to do it.
Sfati's Legacy Gallery is open to the public until November 16th. Artists from the 4-state area joined together to learn how to profit from their profession. Missouri Southern State University hosted its annual Business of Art Symposium. Local like-minded art business leaders presented to artists about how to make money and profit in their field.
Over the years, we've had presenters talk about doing art in different shows, outside venues, to somebody who actually helped catalog Elton John's art collection around the world.
The symposium allows the university to cover topics not in the regular curriculum to highlight local resources for creative minds. Special Olympics Kansas hosted the Southeast Kansas Regional Youth Bowling Competition today at Pittsburgh Holiday Lanes. The event features schools in multiple Southeast Kansas counties. For the Special Olympians, events like the Youth Bowling Competition provide a healthy dose of good sportsmanship and social interaction.
I think that Special Olympics competitions throughout the year provides different social interactions with other schools and different individuals, so it just offers them something different than their typical school day.
Good luck to the other teams at the other schools and my school.
Officials say this event not only teaches the fun of competition, but gives the athletes that social interaction that's so important as well. Coming up, how the Biden administration is helping Americans dealing with high heating costs. Plus, how election and security officials are making sure people are able to safely cast their votes next week. The White House is distributing billions of dollars to help families with heating costs through a federal program. The Biden administration is giving families all across the country $4.5 billion total through the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. The funds go to state and local governments to help people pay their home heating and cooling costs, settle debts, and make home energy repairs. According to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, this winter's home energy costs will be at the highest level in more than 15 years. Like everything else lately, Thanksgiving is getting more expensive. Market research firm IRI predicts this year's meal could be about 13.5% more costly than last year. The company compared retail prices for some Thanksgiving foods like turkey and other meat, baking essentials, beverages, and side dishes. According to an IRI survey, about 38% of consumers expect to pay more for Thanksgiving meals, even though they're planning to buy the same amount of food. Preparations are underway for Election Day to make sure that Americans can have their voices heard safely and securely. Reporter Natalie Brand has details from Capitol Hill.
Helicopters flew low over the U.S. Capitol for a security exercise just 6 days ahead of midterm elections. Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger is calling for more security resources to protect lawmakers, citing today's political climate.
Demonizing rhetoric, false claims of election fraud paired with calls for action against other parties, individuals, are what can combine to cause real harm.
Shannon Hiller tracks political violence as the head of the Bridging Divides initiative at Princeton University. She says despite concerning rhetoric, people should feel safe going to vote.
It's a period of heightened tension, but there's so many groups, whether it's poll workers, administrators, community groups who have been able to prepare a long time for this day.
A federal intelligence bulletin warned that domestic violent extremists across the ideological spectrum pose a heightened threat to the midterms and beyond Election Day, though there are no specific threats currently. As threats against members of Congress have increased, Capitol Police say they're continuing to monitor thousands of cases nationwide and coordinating with state and local agencies. CBS News has confirmed cameras captured the break-in at House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home, video accessible to Capitol officers monitoring high-interest locations. Suspect David DePape, accused of assaulting the Speaker's husband Paul Pelosi, has pleaded not guilty to charges including attempted murder.
Someone who was willing to enact violence that was politically motivated.
Prosecutors say he had a list of politicians he was targeting. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
DePape's public defender hinted at a possible legal defense, saying his team will look into reports that his client was influenced by misinformation. Security experts say foreign adversaries, including Russia, China, and Iran, are spreading political misinformation online in hopes of stoking domestic violence in the U.S. A new study shows how childhood trauma impacts individuals throughout their lives. Researchers in Brazil found those who witnessed or experienced violence before age 6 had a greater risk of anxiety and psychiatric disorder. Children 11 and younger who experienced trauma had a 50 to 100% chance of developing anxiety, ADHD, or mood disorders. A little bit later, a Southeast Kansas organization celebrates awarding more than $288,000 in grants this year.
Plus, we have thunderstorms in the forecast for Friday. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a great day for us once again today. Temperatures upper 70s for highs. The winds picked up a little bit, but still overall a pretty good day. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo just outside Seneca, Missouri. Look at these temps. Past 36 hours yesterday, mid to upper 70s. Today, right back up into the mid to upper 70s. And this is where we're going to be as we go through the next couple days. Zooming in right now, across the board, we're upper 50s to lower 60s. We're pretty much at our overnight low as we have a light southerly wind. We're going to get some clouds in here later on tonight, and that will keep our temperatures up. 61 in Joplin. Humidity is at 72%, but it was kind of breezy today. It wasn't bad, a little windy. The winds have diminished a bit, but these are going to start to crank up over the next 48 hours. Let's go into your morning, starting at about 61, 63 at 9, 72 already. By the noon hour, we're going to get some clouds increasing throughout the day. Not much out there yet, and really nothing across the entire Central Plains, but our storm system, the western third of the country, and it's that system that is going to head toward us and give us showers and thunderstorms, even a severe threat as we go into Friday. So let's move into Friday. In the yellow, along and south of I-44, at least a low severe threat. In the greenish blue, a very low severe threat, but still something we want to watch. 3 p.m. until 10 p.m., tornado threats very low. Our main threats are wind and hail. Hail and wind low, but moderate threat for a little bit of localized flash flooding with some of the rain that is going to come in. So we're going to make rainfall a moderate threat. Look at the clouds increase tonight. So we're stopping at 7 a.m. near 60. As we go through the morning, still mostly cloudy skies. You are going to get some sun. These are going to be kind of mid and upper level thin clouds. As we get into the afternoon, most of us into the upper 70s. Let's go into tomorrow night. We'll stop shortly after midnight. You can see a couple random showers starting to pop up. Let's move into Friday morning. We're going to stop at about 8:30 in the morning. Notice the storms out to our west. For most of us, hit and miss isolated showers. As we continue through the morning, storms continue to build out to our west. So starting to affect our western counties by about noon, 1 o'clock. Then they start plowing east. Let's go to 2:30, 3 o'clock. Band of showers and thunderstorms from Yates Center, Chanute, Garnett, all the way down toward Bartlesville. These continue into the metro as we get into the evening hours. Here's 5, 6 p.m. And then most of them on the Missouri side by 8, 9, 10 p.m. and then should be out of here by midnight. So that's something we definitely got to watch out for on Friday. Tomorrow looks okay, 78. It is going to be windy. Rainfall with this system. We need to put another little bigger dent into the drought. It looks like most areas could get 1 upwards to 2 inches of rain, which would be fantastic. But also watch out for the winds and the trash can, because the wind gusts are going to start to pick up tomorrow and then last all the way through Friday. We're going to make Friday an alert day because we do have that low severe threat. Unfortunately, this is going to affect some high school football games. As we get into the weekend, it looks pretty good. 62 Saturday, 72 on Sunday.
Yeah, the precise timing of those thunderstorms on Friday could make a big difference for some of those football
definitely
games.
good.
Thanks, Doug. Chance to say thank you tonight in Pittsburgh. The Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas hosted its annual grant celebration. 91 grants were awarded in 2022, totaling more than $288,000. The money came from several area organizations.
These are funds that have been built up over time to distribute back into communities in Southeast Kansas to support programs, services, events for our nonprofit agencies. So each year those funds continue to grow and we can give out more and more money to nonprofits in our area.
The Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas has been around since 2001. Arvest Bank is making another donation, this time to the Lafayette House. The Arvest Foundation is donating $5,000. The Lafayette House helps support and provide resources for women suffering from domestic and sexual violence. Officials say this donation will go a long way.
Oftentimes what we find is that people coming into shelter, they've come here with nothing. And so we oftentimes have to fill those needs. So whether it is clothing or hygiene items or bedding and those kind of supplies, maybe even school supplies for their children, coats, things like that we're having to get them to school.
The Arvest Foundation says it seeks to provide funding that creates positive change for others. Still ahead, Missouri Southern football aims for the upset this weekend against one of the best teams in the country. And Webb City prepares to host COC rival Republic in the district semifinals. Jacob Leonard has that and more coming up.
The Missouri Southern Lions have just 2 games remaining in the regular season. Now the Lions will be on the road for the first of those 2 this Saturday, facing Northwest Missouri State. Missouri Southern 4-5 overall heading into this one. They've lost 3 straight, but they've all been really close. Lost them by a combined 10 points. Now on the other side, Northwest 7-2, ranked 11th in the country. The Bearcats' defense, no doubt, one of the best in the MIAA, and they lead the conference in sacks with 33 in 9 games.
I think part of the thing that you do is, one, you just accept the fact that they're pretty good in their front, and you gotta throw more quick game. You gotta do more screens. You gotta do things to keep yourself out of those passing situations. 3rd and long, you gotta avoid those the best you can, because they do a great job with their front, just really pressuring the quarterback.
I think that's been their kind of story for their defense, is to get pressured on the quarterback. They don't blitz, but their front 4 are very good, probably some of the top in the conference, maybe the country, I don't know, but they are very good on defense and they're good at what they do.
The Webb City Cardinals are back in action this week after a first-round bye in the district playoffs. Webb City hosts COC rival Republic Friday night in the district semifinals. The Cardinals are 6-3, while Republic is 7-3 after winning their playoff opener over Parkview last week. Webb City won this matchup 35-14 in the regular season, but Republic been on a roll the last month, winning 4 straight, including knocking off previously undefeated Nixa just 3 weeks ago. And the Cardinals feeling fresh coming off their bye week, and they're hoping to earn another week together on Friday night.
You just want to try to relish as many opportunities you have to be with them and hang out with them, and everybody's playing for the same thing, just to have a chance to play another game. And we had a great week, got a lot of work done. Felt really good about last week. It's nice to practice, knowing you don't have a game that Friday, so you can just kind of relax and enjoy it.
We always said we want to be playing our best football by week 10, and that's where we're always at, and that's where we're at this year. Something else we've been talking about is just signing a 7-day contract, just making it to the next week. If you can make it to the next week, that's all that matters, and you get that week done with, and then you put it behind you and you move on to the next.
Episode 10 of the KOAM Presents Pigskin podcast is out now. Got links on our website. You can listen wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. In this week's episode, we brought in Pittsburgh State safety and former Frontenac Raider Brandon Malikas for an extended interview. Also, we talk about some big regional championship games in Kansas and, of course, Webb City, Carthage, and Seneca. All back in action after first round buys in the district playoffs. It's all in there. Just search for KOAM Presents Pigskin Podcast wherever you get your podcast. Finally, Game 4 of the World Series is tonight between the Phillies and Astros. Philly leads the series 2-1 coming into the night. Tonight's game almost over. Houston leads 5-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Listen to this. 4 Astros pitchers have combined for a no-hitter so far with 3 outs to go. So obviously an exciting World Series game there. Big Game 5 coming up later this week.
I listened to episode 10 of the podcast during my dinner break. Excellent.
I loved it. I love the interview with Malikas. I think that's the best one we've done, so go check it out.
It was excellent, for sure. We'll be right back. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Jake Creech joined the U.S. Army in 2013. His hometown, Pittsburgh. And we salute Jake Creech, a 4-state hero. Expect some windy conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, the wind's going to pick up. We're going to have gusts kind of in that 30 to 35 degree range. So that means your trash can's going to definitely fall over, but it should stay in place. So that is good. 78 tomorrow. Thunderstorms we're tracking on Friday. Alert day. Some could be strong to severe.
It's really disturbing that it's so windy it's going to knock over my trash can, considering my trash can is in my garage.
That is concerning.
It's strong.
I hope the garage stays in place. Final sports notes.
With the weather on Friday night, we do have some games that have been moved from Friday to Thursday. Galena will play, Chanute will play, Miami will play, so we'll have some of those highlights right here tomorrow night.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.